Hello, my name is Samantha, and this is Yoga with Pretty Zen. Thank you for joining me today. As I set up my practice, go ahead and find a comfortable place on your mat. Stand at the top of your mat, allowing the hands to hang by the side as you begin to inhale and exhale. Noticing your breath and setting an intention for today's practice. Allow everything that happened during your day to leave as you come into this moment, and inhale the arms up and exhale, bringing arms and hands together, palms together at heart center. Inhale, arms up, and exhale as you bend at the knee, coming into chair, and then lifting up on the toes. Inhale, step the right leg back as you come into Warrior Two, gazing over the middle finger. Drop the left arm down as you come into Triangle. Holding here, lifting towards the sky. Inhale, bringing the body back up into Warrior Two. Left leg bent at the knee. Left leg bends into a half squat. Right leg extends out straight, coming in to Ninja. Extending the right foot up, toes flexed, pointed towards the sky. Bring the right foot down and gently glide through the hips, extending the left leg out and bending the right knee, coming into a balance and finding Ninja on the opposite side. Extend the left leg out. Toe should be pointed towards the ceiling. Inhale, extend the right leg out, coming into Triangle on the opposite side. Then Warrior on the opposite side, bending the right knee, left leg grounded into the back of the mat. Inhale and step the legs forward towards the top of your mat, coming into chair and onto our toes. And exhale, hands come together for heart center. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, allow the shoulders to wiggle and release. Inhale, the palms come together at the top, coming down to heart center. Inhale and exhale, the arms back. And bend the knees, coming back into chair pose. Coming up on the toe if you can, getting a stretch in the calves. Step the right leg back, coming into Warrior, looking over the left finger. Come into Triangle, extending the left leg. Eyes gaze up towards the ceiling. Come back into Warrior. Bring palms up together as we do Ninja again on this side. Bending at the knee on the left side, coming into a squat or a half squat while the right leg extends out, toes pointed towards the ceiling, chest lifted. Find your balance as you come into the middle and shift to the opposite side, extending the left leg out with the foot pointed up, finding your balance in your right leg and your foot, coming into ninja on this side. Opening our hips, giving our hips a good stretch here. Come back up into warrior with the right leg bent, left leg grounded in the mat. Extend right leg out, gaze looking up, coming back into triangle. Breathe as you lengthen through the spine. Release the right hand off the mat, coming back into warrior. Gaze over the middle finger. Step the left leg to meet the right leg. And inhale as you release the arms up, coming back into chair. Coming up on the tiptoes for a deeper stretch in our calves. And release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe grabbing the backs of our ankles. Hands come together at the elbows for ragdoll. Allowing the crown of our head to float towards the mat, hinging at the waist. Hands meet the mat and step or hop back, coming into plank pose. Give yourself a few taps on your shoulders, rotating the arms, releasing the left and then the right, warming up our shoulders. Do a few more and find your balance. Push the hips back up into the air, coming into our first down dog. Extending the head long and pedaling the legs. Whatever feels good to you. Pushing through the shoulder blades. Pushing off the mat through the hands. Look up between your hands and go ahead and drop the knees, coming into a neutral position. At tabletop, inhale, drop the belly, and exhale, round the spine, pulling the belly in, dropping the head down for cat. Inhale, drop the belly and lift the tailbone up for cow pose, warming up our backs and our spines. Exhale, go ahead and push the back out, rounding the spine, pushing the tailbone in. Inhale, drop the belly, coming into cow. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and round through the spine by dropping the elbows through and allowing your body to just be fluid and feel the stretch. Rotating from the left and then to the right. Drop the hips back to the feet. Drop the head, forehead meets the mat, and extend the arms out straight, coming into child's pose. Release the arms behind you. And come up slowly. Allow your palms to find your feet as you push your hips forward and extend the heart out, lifting through, allowing the head and the neck to drop back, coming into camel. Extend through the hips. opening the heart. Release from camel slowly. Extend the arms back out until the forehead meets the mat. Coming back into child's pose. And then lift the hips up. Chin coming to the mat. Arms extended out for puppy pose. Your toes can be extended or flexed. Allow yourself to breathe here as you feel the stretch deep in your shoulders. Release, coming onto the forearms. Tuck the toes under and push up, coming in to dolphin, walking the feet in, trying to keep our shoulders parallel with our elbows, pushing through, looking at our feet, holding here and release. The feet down, coming in to a forearm plank. Release the knees to the mat. Drop the hips back towards the heels of the feet. Forehead meets the mat in child's pose. Come up into table and slowly lower yourself, your chest down until your chin meets the mat, shoulders and arms extended, coming into puppy pose once again. Extend through the hands, allowing the shoulders to meet the mat. Come again into your forearms, push up to plank, and then walk the feet all the way up, hips come up for dolphin. And release by walking the feet back, coming into a forearm plank. Try to hold here. I know it's kind of intense. And release the knees and the head to the mat, extending the arms in child's pose. You can stay there and rest for a moment. Coming back into table, release the left arm up into the air as we prepare to thread the needle under the right arm, dropping the shoulder and the head, the neck, the ear down to the mat, extending the right arm out. Breathing through the movements. Right arm extends up and comes around, meeting the space between the hips, creating a deeper stretch. Right hand comes to the face, lifts up as the left arm unweaves and comes all the way up and meets back at the mat. This time, inhale and float the right arm all the way up and bring it down as it weaves under through your left arm. Shoulder meets the mat as you extend the left arm out, threading the needle. When you're ready, that left arm can extend up and over towards your back, grabbing that space between your thigh and your hip, allowing you to get a deeper stretch. breathing through the poses. Release the arm up and bring it back down towards your face. And release the right arm all the way back up and allow it to come down to the mat, back into table. Find your balance. Inhale and release the left leg, coming into hydrant pose, and exhale and release down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, release down. Keeping the foot flexed, keeping the knee bent. Continue doing this motion. Inhale up and exhale down. You should feel like a burn a little bit in your backside. These are kind of like booty boosters, if you ask me. Inhale up and exhale down. Now going to our opposite side. Inhale the right leg up and exhale down. Remembering to keep the knee bent and the foot flexed. You can do this at your own pace. Try to do about 10. As you inhale, up, and exhale, allowing the leg to come down to the mat. Inhaling, lifting up at the hip, and exhaling, bringing the knee to the mat. Inhale the left arm out and the right leg parallel, and release back to the mat, coming into bird dog. Inhale out and release. Inhale out and hold and release. Inhale left hand, right leg, and release back to the mat. Inhale and hold. Exhale, release back to the mat. Inhale, and go ahead and release the right arm and the left leg, and release back to the mat. Right arm, left leg, finding your balance, going slow, and releasing back to the mat. Extend that right arm and the left leg. You want the leg to be parallel to the body, not too high, not too low. And the arm extended right in front of you, horizontally. Go ahead and switch, going back to the other side, and this time crunch in when you come down. So extend out and exhale, crunching in. Inhale out, pointing the toes and the fingers, and exhale, bringing in the toes, elbow meeting the knee. Switching to the opposite side. You're going to inhale and lengthen out, and as you exhale, bring the knee to the opposite elbow. Left knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend, and exhale, left knee to right elbow. Drop back into child's pose as you allow yourself to take a deep breath. As we come up into table, tuck the toes, push the hips back, coming into down dog. Head extends long, engaging through the palms and in the arms. Inhale, release the left leg up, coming into three-legged dog. Bend the left leg in through your chest, allowing it to meet the mat in front of you, coming into pigeon. If you have a block or a blanket, you can put it behind you in pigeon to help you with support, help you stay more aligned. Gaze should be out in front of you. Extend the arms out as far as they can go as you try to put your forehead on the mat in front of you. Allowing us to have a deeper stretch. Release up slowly. Extend or bend the right leg at the knee, grabbing the right foot, allowing yourself to feel the stretch here. If mermaid is in your practice, you can practice mermaid here by hooking the right foot into your right elbow as you find your balance, releasing the left arm up and over, grasping the hands together, coming into mermaid. Here I'm putting a block under me for support as I practice mermaid. As you can see, left arm meets the right, hands clasped, chest lifted. Gaze to the left. Feeling the stretch in our shoulders, in our chest, in our legs. Slowly release the leg back down, release the knee, release the block or the blanket if you're using something for support. Go ahead and tuck the right foot under as you lift up and allow the left leg to float up, coming into three-legged dog. Hold here and release the left leg back down to the mat. Pedaling the legs, doing what feels good for you. Inhale the right leg up into three-legged dog and hold, extending through the hands and the arms. Look up between your hands as you allow the right leg to come through and bend at the knee until it meets the mat in front of you. Left leg extends backwards, coming in to pigeon on this side. Allow yourself to adjust to make sure you're aligned. Back leg should be straight, foot pointed out. Front leg can be bent. In whatever way is comfortable for you. Extend the hands out, lowering the chest until the forehead meets the mat. Stay there for a moment and slowly lift back up. Bend the left leg at the knee. Take the left hand and guide the leg or the foot into the elbow area. Extend the right arm up and behind you, finding the left hand in mermaid. Lifting the chest, opening the heart. Feeling the deep stretch in our legs, in our backs, and in our shoulders. Release the right arm and the left leg back down to the mat. Release the block or the blanket or whatever support you may have been using. Tuck the left toe under and slowly push up as you extend the right leg up into three-legged dog. Release the right leg back down to the mat, coming into downward dog. And pedal the legs. Look between your hands and step the left foot between them. And go ahead and release your hands from the mat straight up as you come into Warrior Two. Release the left arm down to the mat, coming in to triangle as you straighten the left leg. Bring both arms down, framing the left foot. Rotate the right foot straight, parallel to the left foot as you drop, hinging at the hips for pyramid. Rotate the right foot back, coming into Warrior Two. Grasp the hands behind you as you lower your chest down for Humble Warrior. Keeping yourself lifted without resting on that front leg. Exhale, releasing the hands and allowing them to frame the left foot at the top of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Ground your left foot into the mat, finding your balance as you lift the right leg up and out, coming into standing splits. Eyes gaze at the knee, hands on the mat, trying to keep the hips square, and release the right leg down, coming knee meeting the knee, trying to maintain the balance as you lift the arms slowly off of the ground, keeping the right leg up, engaging in the core, squeezing in the glutes to help you balance. Bending at the knee, right arm grabbing the right toe and extending out straight forward as you lift, keeping the left leg straight, maybe having a slight bend in the knee. Exhale as you bend the left knee, maintaining hold of that right toe, crossing it over the right leg, keeping the feet flexed in this pigeon variation. Remember to breathe as you lift your chest, creating the stretch. Release the right leg back to the mat. And come all the way up into forward fold. Keeping the spine lengthened. Allow the hands to meet the mat as you step or hop both feet back into a plank position. Chaturanga, then upward dog, keeping the legs lifted off the mat. Allow yourself to come into downward dog, pushing the arms back, extending the head and neck long, heels coming to the mat. Float the right leg up and allow the right leg to meet between the hands at the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Inhale, extend the arms up and rotate the hip as you come into Warrior Two. Drop that front arm and release the front leg as you come into Triangle. Gaze up at the palm. Allow both arms to come down and frame that right leg. Hop the back foot in as you come into Pyramid Pose. Remembering to keep the spine lengthened. Bend the front right leg as you lift up, coming back into Warrior Two, gazing over the right middle finger. Keep that back arm lifted as well, parallel. Lean forward and find your hands behind you as you pull the arms up for Fallen Warrior. Stay here for a few moments. Allow the hands to come down, framing the front foot. Wrap your right leg around the right arm, over the shoulder, as you lean forward, creating space for Flying Lizard. If Flying Lizard is not in your practice, perform Regular Lizard by planting that right foot forward and placing your left and right hands on the left side of your right leg, bringing the forearms down for Lizard Pose. Go ahead and come back into Down Dog, pedaling the feet. Release the left leg up for Three-Legged Dog and bend at the knee, opening the hip. Release the right arm off the floor as you step back into Wild Thing. Keep the right arm and right foot grounded as you extend the left hand out for a side plank. Hold here, engaging the core, lifting the hips. Allow the left hand to come back onto the mat, grounding into the left hand and left foot. Release the right hand up into the sky for a side plank on the opposite side. Step the right foot back and allow the right arm to go back as you open the chest, coming into Wild Thing. Release Wild Thing by bringing the right arm and right leg back onto the mat, coming back into Down Dog. Pedal the feet and come back into plank, finding your balance as you chaturanga down to the ground and up dog. Go ahead and let the knees meet the mat as you push the hips back to the heels, extending the forehead down to the mat, extending the arms straight for Child's Pose. Hold here for a few moments. Come back up into table, tuck the toes and lift the hips, coming back in to Down Dog. Float the left foot up into Three-Legged Dog and bend the left foot until it drops behind you, opening up into Wild Thing. Left foot and left arm extended out and back. Bring the left arm and left foot back up, coming into a side plank. Extend the left foot, coming to the right knee, and then come back down on to a plank. Ground the left foot and left arm into the mat while you extend the right arm up, coming into a side plank. Extend the right leg up and out towards the back, coming into Wild Thing. Bring the right hand back up and the right foot back up, framing the knee until the right knee and right hand, right foot meets the mat in Downward Dog. Pedal the feet. Look between the hands. And step both feet up, or hop both feet up. Come in to forward fold at the top of your mat. Try not to round the spine. Try to keep it strong and lengthened as you breathe through the pose. Use your blocks if you need to for support. Slowly round the spine and gently come all the way up, allowing each vertebrae to lengthen one at a time until you've come into a standing position. Inhale the arms all the way up, an upward salute, and as you exhale, give yourself a little back bend. Creating a little bit of a stretch in our lower backs. Go as far back as you can, or what feels good to you. Don't overdo it. And exhale the arms down. We're going to come into the center of our mats. Feet extended wide, wider than our shoulders, as we come into like a straddle. Inhale tall and exhale as you forward fold, hinging at the hips. Continue the fold forward until your head meets the mat. Walk the hands back and do whatever you need to do to bring that belly closer through the space between the thighs. Trying to keep the back lengthened, maybe opening up the legs a little more. Whatever we need to do so that our feet meet the mat. Once your head is on the mat, you can float the toes up, finding balance, engaging in the core. Hands planted out next to us in a tripod position. As we work on our tripod headstand, grab behind the ankles, behind the feet, and pull in, giving yourself a little bit more of a stretch. Walk the hands to the right side, creating a stretch in our right legs. Allow the head to come to the knee if possible. And then walk the hands back out over to the left side. Hands framing the left leg. And again, trying to allow the chest or the head to meet if possible. And then walk back out into center. Inhale the left arm up as we come into this twist. Stay there. In, exhale down. Inhale the right arm up, allowing the head and the neck to follow. Again, as we twist in this wide stance. Again, inhale the other arm up and release. And inhale, right arm up and release. Walk your feet in just a little bit as you drop the hips. Working on firefly. Thighs meet the forearms as the feet and legs lift forward off of the ground. Go ahead and come into a seated position in Hero's Pose. Bring your hands and palms together at heart center. Inhale, up, and exhale. Give yourself a bend in the back. Coming back down into forward fold. Not forward fold, but heart center. Inhale, and reach up and over, allowing the body to lean to the right side. Getting a little bit of a side stretch. Inhale, right arm up and lean over to the left, allowing the body to get a little bit of a stretch on our other side. Try to keep your spine long and lengthened. Coming back in to heart center at prayer. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale, arms up. Palms together, leaning back slightly. Come back to center and lean over to the right. Come back to center, inhale and exhale as you lean over to the left. Once again. And release both hands back to the mat. Sit on your mat and bend the right leg in as the left foot meets the right knee. Coming in to half lotus the fishes. Allow the left elbow to create space in the knee. And release, this time crossing the right over the left, allowing the right elbow to push into that leg, creating space, opening the back, allowing twist in our lower backs. Go ahead and cross over that right foot over that left. Knees coming together as we come into cow face pose. Allow the arms and hands to grip each other behind you, opening the chest and the shoulders, as well as having a deep stretch in our hips. Use a block or a blanket behind you in order to really sit deeper into this stretch. Release by keeping the feet where they are, allowing your body to naturally rotate and come to the other side. And sit. This time the right leg is under the left, knees stacked. Again, trying to make your left arm meet the right in the back, opening up the shoulders and chest, experiencing deep stretch in our hips. And again, use a block or a blanket and place it behind you in order to get better seated into this posture. Normally I do use a block or a blanket or behind me. I'm not sure why I did not do it here, but that will allow you to get into this pose a lot better. Release the hands down to the mat. And release the legs. Coming into boat pose, lean back a little bit as you lift your legs off of the ground, bending at the knee slightly, toes flexed up, and hold. Coming into reverse plank, ground the feet and the hands into the mat, lift the hips, and keep the body like a 45-degree angle, and release back down to the mat. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold, bringing the hands to the feet, allowing the back to stay long. As you forward fold here, experiencing the seated forward fold in staff pose. With each exhale, try to bring your body lower and lower as you stretch out those hamstrings. Go ahead and lay back on your mat, bent at the knees. Place a block under your lower back. Really in your mid back as you stretch out for fish pose. Lifting the chest. Arms can be by your side, framing the legs. Or here, I have my arms extended above, trying to create a more intense stretch for me and my back. Open up the heart, creating space. And stay here in fish pose for a few moments, and then slowly release, coming back into boat pose. As you engage your core, leaning back just a little, extending the legs and flexing the feet. Coming back into reverse plank. Find balance by grounding the feet in the hands as you lift up your waist in a plank position. Holding here, engaging the core, and then release back down to the mat. Coming into fish pose once more, place the block in the appropriate spot on your back as you engage and lift through the chest, opening the heart. Again, you can put your hands by your side, framing the legs, or here I have my hands above me, creating a deeper stretch. Slowly release out of fish pose and lay back flat on your mat. Inhale, release the right leg up and grab it at the ankles as you pull in towards your body. As far as you can, comfortably, keeping the left leg flat on the mat. And release slowly back to the mat. Release the left leg up, grabbing at the ankle, creating a stretch in our hamstrings, flexing or pointing our toes, pulling in towards our bodies, creating a deep stretch in our left leg. Right leg stays flat on the mat, extended, and release the left leg down, release the right leg back up, pulling in. Again, toes can be flexed or pointed. And release. Release the left leg back up, finding the ankles, pulling in towards our bodies, creating this stretch in our hamstrings, and even some of the lower back, and release. Again, bring the right leg up, pulling back as far as we can, maybe farther than we did before, without straining or creating injury. And release. Again. Grab that right knee for when relieving. Stretch as you hug it into the body. Release the right leg over the left side, extending the arms out parallel, horizontally. Gaze over to the right side of the body or of the room. Breathe into the stretch, feeling it in our lower backs. Release the right leg back to the mat, and this time pull up the left leg, hug into the body for when relieving stretch, keeping that right leg planted on the ground. When you're ready, allow the left leg to cross over the right as your arms extend out parallel both ways, and your gaze is over to the left side, creating space and stretching in our lower backs and hips. As we come to the end of our practice, continue to breathe here, feeling the deep stretch. And release the left leg. Bring both legs in, hugging at the knees, knees to chest. Pull in, hugging tight, feeling the stretch in our hips. Grab the big toes with both hands As you extend the legs out or extend the hips out, bending at the knee for happy baby. Allow your hips to fall towards the side, legs to open, and release. Come into a comfortable place on your mat. Close your eyes, palms open, as we come and end our practice in Shavasana. Bring your awareness and your attention to your breath. Noticing how soft the breath is, coming in and out of our nostrils. Noticing the power of the breath as our abdomen rises and falls. Appreciating our breath. As thoughts occur and come through our mind throughout this time, acknowledge the thought and let it go. No judgment, no expectations, just us and the breath. Stay here for a few moments. Bringing awareness back to our bodies. Begin to notice specific parts of the body. Waking up our hands and our legs, waking up our necks, allow the whole body to have movement. As we end our practice today, stay there with your eyes closed as you slowly sit up as our practice comes to an end. I thank you so much for joining me today with your practice and watching my practice. I express gratitude for you. May you experience many blessings in your life as you go forward. Many positive vibes and good vibrations as always. Namaste.